Hey, yo, what's up, good people? This is your boy, Armand Rashad from Three Brothers with a Podcast. Now, I know you guys are wondering, man, whatever happened to the Three Brothers with a Podcast? Well, the Three Brothers with a Podcast, we're still trying to work that out. The logistic things is just trying to get that thing uploaded and trying to get, all three of us in the same place at one time. One of us lives in Texas. We work different hours, different shifts, so we're trying to get that thing going, and we're trying to really try to get that thing going probably a little closer to football season. So, I know you guys are wondering, like, so what are you doing here? So here's my thing. I do a lot of live videos, put a lot of videos up on Instagram. So, and the thing is, this is something I've always wanted to do. And what kind of inspired me to do this, like, I watch Drink Champs, listen to Drink Champ podcast with Nori and DJ EFN, The Breakfast Club with Charlamagne, Yee, and Envy from that radio. That radio show. Also, just listen to just being subscribed to channels like Sawyer 7 Mage, for Neville World, Super Comic Guru, and Rogers Base. Just being able, just seeing them and listening to them, talk about things that I like to talk about. So, and the one thing about it is that I'm always, at least two to three times a week, I'm always posting a Facebook Live video, whether I'm reacting to something, whether it's political, whether it's sports related. Most of the time it's sports related, or hip hop related, or movie related. Anything that has to do with the entertainment world. That's what I'm doing most of the time. So I figured, hey, why not go ahead and just start doing it? So can you do me one big favor? Can you drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, and trust me, I promise you, it's only going to get better from here. So this one here is my Winnersville Top 10, and the reason why I'm doing the Winnersville Top 10, so if you're my friend on Facebook, you follow me on Instagram, you saw why I was doing the Winnersville parts 1 through 5, kind of chronicling the game, going live at different locations, from the tailgating to being in the barbershop that morning, and even the post-game, analysis. And so the one thing I want to say, like, if you don't know what the Winnersville Classic is, let me bring you up to speed. The Winnersville Classic is probably it is one of the biggest high school games in the nation. For a long time, they played on ESPN, but even before that, 2020 came. They were on this back in the 80s during Hyder's heyday. Listen, when it comes to football, high school football at least, it's one of the biggest games. So what is Winnersville? Winnersville is Valdosta, Georgia. Winnersville is Titletown. Listen, Valdosta High is the winningest high school in the nation. They won more state championships, more national championships than any other school. Unfortunately, I didn't go to that school on Forest Street. Not unfortunately. Fortunately, I went to Lions High School. I'm a Viking, and we just came into a lot of recent success over the last 20 years, where we've been probably one of the most dominant, one of the, that top tier, definitely top 5 high schools over the last 20 years in the state of Georgia. Playing in both schools, playing in the highest classifications in Georgia. And the thing about it, when you talk about this game, listen, if you ever hear Winnersville Weekend, you're going to see people who you haven't seen in years. You haven't seen these people in years, but they all come home for this game. In the Winnersville Classic, is just something that's near and dear to Valdosta. It's actually what kind of makes Valdosta. Listen, Valdosta here in Lowndes County, it's football in the summertime, springtime, fall, winter. It don't matter. That's all we do. We just talk football. You go to the barbershops, they're going to be talking about who's the best that ever did it, the best there ever was, or did you see such. That's all they talk about. So I'm going to start this. My first YouTube video is for my hometown, my city, and why not start off with the Winnersville Classic? Now, we're not going to talk about what happened Friday night. We all know the results, and I'm not trying to gloat, not trying to rub it in, but one more time, go Vikings. Now, with that being said, somebody asked me last Friday, who was some of the best players that ever come through the Winnersville Classic? And I thought about doing the top 10, but top 10 doesn't do it any justice. I'm just going to throw a few names out there, and I really want to know what you think, so you can comment comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Now, when it comes to the quarterback position, 2 names that I'm gonna throw out there, and these are just people that I played against. And gotta be Dusty Bonner, gotta be Brandon Coward. Those 2 guys were phenomenal. Dusty Bonner, man, he's probably one of them. Yeah, Dusty Bonner was awesome as a quarterback. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Brandon Coward was really gutsy. Played from he played for the Vikings. So Dusty Bonner and Brandon Coward. Go to the running back position. Gotta go with Nate Rogers, and I gotta go with Edwin Mack. Those 2 guys. Look, Nate Rogers was a beast. Playing against him, trying to tackle that guy was he gave me all kinds of hell. When it goes to Edwin Mack, Edward, real fast, man. You had to catch him, and then just tackling him wasn't going to be easy either. Both of those guys were awesome. When it comes to the offensive line, I got 2 names for you. Of course, gotta go with Big Red, Ashley Henderson. That guy there, man, he would maul you. He gets his hands on you, it's over. That guy there was, I don't know what to say. If anybody who ever played against him, they know. Also, Jason Tone. Actually, I got 2 names: Eddie Graham and Jason Tone. Eddie Graham, big Eddie Graham. Man, Eddie used to have pity, but once the coach kind of pissed him off, he got upset. You don't want to be in Eddie's way. Big. Man, probably one of them. Yeah, Eddie Graham. I think my shoulder still hurts a little bit from those days at camp. But Jason Tone wasn't the biggest. He wasn't the strongest. But this dude was the smartest guy I've ever played against. He knew what everybody was doing, from all of the linemen, the quarterback. Whether it was a 3-step, 5-step drop, what the receivers were doing, he knew it all. He was a quarterback of our offensive line. So big shout out goes to Jason Tone. When it comes to defensive line, now this is not and I know you guys are gonna call me out on this, but just hear me out when I say this. I'm going with Taylor Mitchell, Vernon Bull, right? Those guys were dominant up front. They had to be. If it wasn't for them, actually it wasn't for the front. We had a really good front 4. But those 2 guys, they are the ones that stand out for me, and they were they're the reasons why I was able to make the plays that I made. And I know you guys saying, man, what about Sweet Pea? Listen, Vincent Burns, Sweet Pea Burns, he was great. I knew he was going to be good. Cause that guy, he was just country strong. But here's the thing. When Sweet Pea played, by the time I graduated, Sweet Pea was like, I think he was like 2 years behind me. But Sweet Pea, he was really green, really raw at that time. He was good, but at the time that I played with him, he wasn't the Sweet Pea that we know. But it did not surprise me that the next year and the year after that, that guy was all-state, all-region, and ended up getting drafted in the NFL. And when it comes to the linebacker spot, I'm gonna go with just 1 name and 1 name only. And shout out to my bros, Marcus Gaines, Dennis Lane, Buck, Stuart Sermon. Shout out to y'all, but the best linebacker I ever seen play this game at the high school level that I got a chance to actually play with, gotta be Dale Morrell. Dale Morrell was a beast. He was a beast. Hitting Dale Morrell it's like running to a brick wall. And we go to the defensive back position. I've got to say that goes to Willie Gary. Willie Gary was locked down. Even when I come back to us, I want to say Mo Lane at the safety position. Morris Lane, man, dude. I remember Morris' first game against Moultrie. Where he started, and I remember Morris was smart, and at that point in time, Morris kind of skinny, but he would come up and hit, and every time for some odd reason, anytime he intercepted the ball, it was pick 6. I don't know, but Morris was really good. Now to receivers, gotta say Reggie Mosley, man. Reggie Mosley, he catch a screen and bam, just like that, he's in the end zone. But also gotta go. I'm being a little biased here, but all 4 of these guys, because they complemented each other so well, and they play at the same time. I'm talking about Jay Ratliff. Yes, the same defensive tackle that played for the Cowboys and the Chicago Bears, but he played tight end, and we flexed our tight end out a lot. You got C.J. Lofton, Marcus Bonham, Tim Harris. Listen, trying to cover these guys, and then you had Brandon Cowell who can make every throw that we needed to make. Listen, trying to cover these guys in practice and just going up against these guys, all of them well over 6 foot. Any of them take it to the house. We had possession, we had speed receivers. Listen, those guys were amazing. And that is, I'm going to wrap it up with this. Listen, that was my top 10 that I played against. Now, of course, like I said, you got your guys like Buck Bellew, Cedric Jones, Jeffrey Thomas, Dexter Daniels, Kareem Wilson. And I might play against Kareem Wilson. Yeah, actually I did. I was a freshman. But he was more like, by the time I got in the game, he was out the game. Because they were beating us that bad. But Kareem, if you ever wondered what Barry Sanders would look like playing quarterback in the spread offense, that's what it would. That's Kareem Wilson. Also, Bryce Hunter, Damian Shiver. Did I say Randall Godfrey already? Yes, it did. I think it did. And Telvin Smith, you know, that came after me. Telvin Smith, Josh Harvey Clemens, Malcolm Mitchell, Jay Rome, Greg Reed. Am I leaving anybody out? Listen, it's been so many great players that come through this game. And the one thing about it, it's an honor for me to even say I was a part of this game and a part of the Winnersville history. This is not about records. This is not about, you know, what school's better. This is about celebrating the history of my city. And so I wanted to do my first YouTube video dedicated to, you know, the thing that made me who I was today, who I am today, listen, as little kids growing up, we all dreamed of playing in this game. Yeah, we all had dreams of playing in the NFL, but the game that we really, or playing college level, but the game that we all really wanted to be in and wanted to play in was the Winnersville Classic. We all want to have our names in the paper that Saturday morning after the Winnersville Classic. We all want to have our picture in the paper that Saturday morning after the Winnersville Classic. And that's what it is. So with that being said, man, I'm about to wrap this video up. God bless. May the force be with you. May the odds always be in your favor. And do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe, tell your friends about it. And the next video after this is going to be Conor McGregor versus Mayweather. Who's going to win? I'm going to get that video up shortly after this. But with that being said, like I said, this is Armand Rashad signing off from Three Brothers with a Podcast. We're going to get that thing running too. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.